zu unserem letzten Slot auf der ILIAS-Konferenz heute. Videobasiertes Lernen mit Videos. Wir haben 3 ganz interessante Vorträge und wir fangen an mit einem Urgestein der ILIAS-Entwicklung. Roberto Del Mastro aus Italien, der schon viele Jahre mit dabei ist und der dem einen oder anderen noch aus früheren ILIAS-Konferenzen sehr interessanten, sehr lebhaften Beiträgen bekannt ist. Roberto ist Service Provider in Italien für ILIAS, macht viele spannende Projekte, vor allen Dingen in der Industrie. Und er wird uns über 10 Jahre videobasiertes Training mit ILIAS berichten. Und es gibt, glaube ich, ganz viele spannende Sachen zu sehen. Roberto.
I hope so. Thank you, Matthias. Okay, this presentation is just to tell you the story about using videos for e-learning, at least from our point of view, from our experience. A few words about us. OC is a company that has 2 locations in Italy. One is in Emilia-Romagna and one in Trentino, South Tyrol, where we have the laboratory for software development and we cooperate with the development of ILIAS. This is our group. I am the very old one here on the left side, and the other guys, they give support for all the ILIAS community in Italy, and this is myself. I come from the audio and video business, so actually I was one of the people that moved from media to e-learning because we believed that the use of multimedia, of course, is really important to have efficient e-learning platform. The e-learning evolution didn't follow the evolution of media because in e-learning we started offline and then we went online, of course. And since middle of the year 2000, there was the need of starting to have cooperation, to have community. And this, of course, was not possible in relation with the production of multimedia, video elements, because producing video elements, it's easy right now, but 15 years ago it was not very simple and not accessible to the user. Let's say that now that we have the smartphone, the tablets, we can produce easily videos. Otherwise, before it was, of course, impossible. So, the media development didn't follow the development of e-learning from a methodology point of view. Actually, this is a statistic that is a couple of years old. What is more appreciated in the range of e-learning units is, of course, blended learning. The virtual classroom is used a lot, and the multimedia is just on the 4th place. So it's very important when we produce video for e-learning that they go inside a project where we take care of what the experience must be for the user. Let's make a bit of history. Where it started everything? It started, of course, with VHS. Unfortunately, I was already there. This that we show now is, for example, it's a French version, so it's good for our French friends. And at the beginning, when we made manuals with video, it was, of course, very long. It was like the university lesson on TV, very boring. You can bump your head on your desk. So boring it was. And it was a simulation of a manual. No interaction, no possibility to skip chapters or whatever. So, of course, this was absolutely not easy to use. Then there was CD. Here I have a couple of examples of CD we made around 20 years ago. Of course, it was a start of interaction. We could at least divide the contents into chapters. But I remember the way to produce CD was very expensive. We used Macromedia Director or software where the cost of development was really, really high. It was horrible. Here I have 2 examples. One is a technical training for 3 phases UPS. Don't ask me to tell the German word, I think is Unversort. It's a very difficult word. And the other one is digital audio mixer. So the first one, this is the digital audio mixer. At least we have the menu, and you can click on the menu and access to instructions. I still found that CD, and to make it run was really a nightmare because I had to use Explorer and click out everything, so it cannot work anymore right now. And this is the other example that's also interesting because it was very fancy with an animation at the beginning, but at the end all the animation was totally unusable. It was just a bit of flair, you know, because the animation was not done. When you go inside, the learning was, okay, I choose the type of product where I want some information, and you just get text, word at a time. So it's really horrible now, in my opinion, but you get the product, you know, so you access, you get the product, then you go and click on one of the things that you want to get, and there was just a text. So you open Word, a fantastic software, and you get your schematics. And that was, you know, and then you get another 2 minutes of very boring and unuseful animation. So this was the status when we were at the beginning of year 2000. Okay, let's skip that. And, okay, here we have the first experiment we did with ILIAS. It was a sales training for a company making machinery. The need was, okay, these guys were selling machinery worldwide, and they need to create contact with all the worldwide network without inviting all the time people everywhere. And so, but at least it was 2005, it was with video. At that time I have really to make compliments because ILIAS was already able to play videos outside of the database. And for example, the Moodle friends were just able to play links to YouTube, and that's a big difference. These technical companies liked to have the database with the metadata because they could substitute the video when there was a new version, so it was really professional to use. This is curious. You see, this is the original dimension of the screen at that time. It was 12 years ago, so in the old screen this was a big video, but if you look at it in a screen right now, it's a stamp, and it's the story of the company, so that's basically like a profile. I go a little bit further, and then it was a reproduction of slides. So inside it was just text, and then copied pieces of PowerPoint. But there was a first important thing that was creating the team, pushing the team. As you see, it's 4/3, so it's old standard. But one of the first success of e-learning in corporate was to create the interviews. So you had the chance to interview general managers and to put in contact like the top managers with the people that works in Hong Kong or whatever, in South America. And that was really interesting because those people were not able to meet in any time. So at the beginning we have to appreciate these pioneers that... Anyway, the fact of the interview is not without meaning. It's still very important. As I told you before, we made an experience with luxury cars this year. And this is an example from Bentley. But anyway, it's even nowadays, you see nothing special. The video is not crazily well done. It's done in a trade show. But this guy is the CEO of Bentley and Bugatti. The goal is to show the news right now. I work for Bugatti in Australia and I see my CEO presenting the car one day after the presentation. These are really, really big values, and you can do it in a closed environment. So you can do it not incredibly professionally, you can do it quite easily, as you see here. They don't take care about the the background, very easy way to make the videos. So still, we really recommend not only, especially in corporates, when you do an e-learning platform, you have to use it to spread the word, not only to teach, but to create team building and so on. Another effect, the actual needs, let's say the same training, training for salespeople. In our experience that is quite long, we realized that the salespeople, they want to find an answer in a very short time. So they need to access a couple of clicks and get a small video unit. They don't want to read text, they don't want to download PDF files and so on. So this is, for example, the same company as before. And you see, I am a salesman, I click on sales support, and the training is with icons done, because it has to work on the mobile as well. So I click on the argument that I choose, I make buttons, and I get my strength and sales point.
On the strength of the SDS.
So here again, but anyway, that's really quick. So you click on plastic bottles and you get the plus of your plastic bottles in a couple of minutes, because if you have there a very important factory talking with you, you have to remind quickly what you have to say. You don't have time to go to a course. And then you go back to the main menu. This is very important because it's the actual structure that we provide when we do sales or technical trainings with videos. We started, I remember, with a maximum limit of 15 minutes. Now we run always videos that are 1 minute or 2 minutes, but a lot. So a wide database, but the experience must be really quick. Okay, user content. In this graphic here under, you see what is the procedure that we normally use when we want to have user cooperating into training. Normally we do a virtual kickoff, so for example we have expert of a specific technical argument. We meet virtually and we split, okay, who is better to talk about this or that, because especially in complex plants or machinery, there is the need to involve the technicians in speaking about what they do. And so it's very important to have cooperation groups. So we then decide who does that. Then at the end we make a webinar where everybody presents what he have collected, and this really creates the knowledge database. Because as we work mainly on machinery. Machinery is normally sold before it's really tested. So normally they do a prototype, a pre-series, sell it to the factory, assemble that, and it must run. So there is no time to test all the defects, you know. So the technician have to give a feedback. And this works also in other trainings. Okay, interactive videos. In our opinion, it's very useful for not administrative e-learning, because you get the interaction inside the video. I have a very historical example from us. It was done for Diesel, that is a jeans company in Italy, and it's in Italian anyway, and it's for the sales girls in the shops. They needed to increase their KPI. So you have a small scene with a customer getting into a shop, and he buys a couple of jeans. Anyway, the idea is simple, is to have a video, and then at the end you have a situation, the video stops, and you have to make a choice. That's the interactive video. At that time we did it with Flash. It worked quite okay, but then of course we couldn't use Flash anymore. And now there are other possibilities to produce videos in the interactive way. So as you see here, you have a choice, and you can go on, and depending on what you choose, you get another video. Nowadays we have other routines, like Zavango. I don't know if the Friends of Holland are still here, but Goran Kattenberg is quite expert of that. So if you want to ask information, it's very easy to embed interactive video made with Zavango into ILIAS. It comes then as an HTML code, and the only care we have to get is that the videos are somewhere in the server, so nothing really difficult to do. Okay, now I will conclude my presentation with a couple of examples that are example of experience, because it's very important, in our opinion, to connect the way of doing the trainings with the experience of the customer. The first one is stone machinery. I show you, this is from my mobile phone. With my mobile phone, I click onto a QR code that can be somewhere on the product. Now it was on the screen of my PC. This opens ILIAS, okay, I have to be logged in. But this is for technicians, and I get immediately, it's a ILIAS table, it's responsive, a table with the things that I have to do, clean this, clean that. Then very easily I see where I have to do it, I can zoom it with my fingers, and then I see a video. So in few steps, I have my QR code of the day, I go there, I click, I get my table, and I get what I have to do. And this is very important in plants, because the things are not difficult, but are many. So it's an online, very quick training. Also, what I want to underline is the subtitle function in ILIAS, that it works really fantastic. We cooperated to implement the multilingual functionality of the courses in ILIAS, and now it's really possible to upload many subtitles at the same times in different languages. We have a customer that works with 11 languages at the moment, and they need really quick way to translate all the things. So you see, you get the subtitles, Italian and English. This is ILIAS, normal ILIAS, and it works really fine. So as you see, the immediate experience, I don't want to make a course, I have a problem to solve. So QR code, the table of what I have to do, and I go in with my mobile phone. That's one. And the other one, it's an app that we made last year that imports data from ILIAS training. They must have to be done in a specific way with video and undertitles, and you get the instruction as a text. So this works also with Android smart glasses, because you see your instruction here, and it says, okay, you have to turn the blade. Okay, let's turn this blade. So you get the text. If I don't understand the text, I play video, and the video starts, but it's important. It starts exactly from the point where you were reading the text. So this is really interactive, in my opinion. So you can see what you have to do when you make your operations, and okay, then you can go back. If you don't understand, it's not enough to have the instruction, you can call assistance. You can call your tutor. And the call is made with a video call. So it will, this is my desk where I was preparing the presentation for here. And as you see, it was after dinner, not good. And then you place a call, a video call with your service center. You will see my screen where you have the other side. And you simply are connected with someone, and you can get audio help or text help or graphic help. And this is an application that is fully interfaced with ILIAS as well, because it takes the contents from the XML form. So, just to conclude, this is one of the last experience we are doing, that is visualization of three-dimensional object as holograms into a projector that we did. This is the prototype. But again, we have to work around the word experience. When we analyze a training, we have to do it in the most possible fitting way for the user that are specified for the use of the training. We are expert in technician, other people are for sure expert in other kind of users like students and so on. So that's basically it. I'm done.
Thank you very much. Dankeschön. Es ist für dich okay, wir fragen auf Deutsch.
Ja.
Dann frage ich mal, nutzen eure Anwender denn das auf Tablets oder Mobile Phones oder?
Unsere Erfahrung im Moment ist, dass die nutzen hauptsächlich auf Tablet und Smartphones. So die Pegasus-App ist auch wirklich willkommen. Und es gibt auch Leute, die versuchen mit den Smart Glasses. Aber das ist noch mehr so eine Marketing-Sache. So die sagen, okay, das funktioniert auf Smart Glass, das ist Augmented Reality, aber das ist noch nicht so user-friendly, weil die Smart Glasses, die haben wenige Usability, haben wenige Knöpfe und deswegen hauptsächlich Smartphone.
Kurze Frage noch zur Augmented Reality. Wenn ich die Glasses verwende für diese Videos, wenn ich am Montieren bin, wäre es ja perfekt.
Wenn ich sehe die Texte sind natürlich auf meiner Realität und dann ist okay. Wenn ich die Video spiele, dann ich sehe natürlich das Video. Ja? So, ich kann nicht mischen Video und meine Realität. Das passiert noch nicht. Was wir entwickelt haben, ist eine extra Funktionalität. Der User kann identifizieren, wo ich arbeiten muss, zum Beispiel auf dieses Mikrofon und remote, der Experte sagt, bleib da, macht ein Bild, dann ich sehe dieses Bild und der Remote-Expert kann Zeichnungen machen, so kleine Arrows oder Runde, weil wir haben gesehen, das ist interaktiv, wir brauchen kein Science-Fiction, aber wir brauchen einfach einfache Mittel, um die Leute schnell eine Lösung für technische Probleme zu unterstützen.
Ja, ganz kurz, ich bin nicht sicher, ob ich Sie richtig verstanden habe. Also Sie haben ein Video in ILIAS und Sie haben Untertitel in 11 Sprachen dafür.
Genau, das maximale Sprachennummer, die wir gemacht haben in unserer Kunst war 11.
Ja. Und die Untertitel werden in ILIAS eingegeben.
Ja. Die Untertitelfunktion ist schon Standard seit fast 2, 3 Jahren.
Für jedes Video?
Ja. Man kann praktisch diese...
Es gibt einen Standard,
SRT.
SRT, genau.
Das ist ein Standard, der auch die Editor funktioniert auch gleichzeitig bei Editieren. Der Vorteil von Untertiteln im Vergleich mit Text im Video ist, dass die Untertitel sind Textdatei, TXT. Ich kann die an eine Übersetzungsbüro schicken, die schicken mir die Dateien zurück und die werden uploaded in ILIAS und dann mit der Multilingual-Funktionalität der Sprache der User wird automatisch gewählt. Funktioniert schon so ILIAS. Praktisch, wenn ich multilinguale Training habe, in ILIAS die Sprache der User ist automatisch gewählt.
Also das gilt für die Medienobjekte, ne? Also
für die Medien und für die Texte, die auf die Seite sind. Für die Dateien. Ne?
Ja. Nee, weil jetzt die Frage, bei welches Modul ist das? Also das betrifft eben Medienobjekte, also die man im Medienpool anlegt oder so als Mediendatei. Man muss dazu sagen, dass Roberto einer der intensivsten Nutzer des Objekts Medienpool ist und da auch immer wieder neue Anforderungen einbringt. Aber genau da ist es halt eben, weil ihr halt eben eine Zentrale habt, wo ihr diese ganzen Videos vorhaltet und dann halt eben diese Sachen dann immer wieder in Materialien eingebunden werden. Und wenn sie exportiert werden, dann auch eben entsprechend.
Es gibt noch eine wirklich super Funktion jetzt in die 5.3, dass wir können jetzt von ILIAS 5.3 exportieren die XML-Training ohne Medien. nur die Texte und die Untertitel. Das macht dann leichte Dateien und die können dann als XML zum Übersetzungsbüro geschickt sein und dann kommt zurück und ich importiere wieder und automatisch habe ich eine neue Sprache. Funktioniert wirklich okay. Viva ILIAS!
Okay, dann ja, nochmal herzlichen Dank.
Vielen Dank.